Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Archangel 15 show. I'd like to wish everybody a happy Lunar New Year, my Asian viewers out there. Really amazing holiday. Someday I would like to actually go to China to celebrate it. They have really cool celebrations there. I'd like to also do a disclaimer. By watching my presentations, you agree not to take any legal action against me. If you do not like or agree with what I'm saying, please discontinue watching immediately. I usually end my presentations now with like a prayer for like death, cancer, sickness, plagues to the Bushes, the Herberts, the Walkers, the Prescotts, the Rothschilds, all the scumbags that are associated, and now they're like inbred with the Trumps and everything. Like I have an outright major disdain for the Bush family. Like I'm not even going to get into the 9/11 stuff, the fake Iraq, Afghanistan stuff too much. I do cold cases from time to time, and I have a very, very, very special one today for Elvis Presley. Stay with me, please. Really, really cool stuff. Okay, so like I wanted like for my younger viewers out there, like I said, like you obviously know that like we had no premise to be in Iraq or Afghanistan. I really believe that they wanted to put nuclear weapons there, and that was like one of the main reasons they were there. As well as for the oil money, as well as just to make chatter on the stock exchange. And like I said, the people that died, they didn't die for the American flag. They died for Wall Street. And that's the truth. And there's, like I said, like some of these countries that were behind it, like the Saudis and others, they do not give a damn about us or our country. They sit in their palaces and laugh, and they think that we're stupid. And a lot of Americans, especially at that time, were naive. Anyhow, okay, so like I said, for my younger viewers, okay, in Iraq, I got this, like I said, this is maybe subject to copyright. I don't know who it is, but like I said, like they drop pamphlets from the sky. The military thug mafia, military industrial complex. Do not risk your life and your comrades and the life of your comrades. Leave now, go home. And it was you see in Arabic or whatever language, and they had dead bodies on it. Dead bodies. I mean, this is the black effing line. I mean, you don't do something like this. This is just absolutely like intolerable. And like I said, they drop these from the sky on the people, and like they're God or something, and expected this to have some kind of I guess psychological impact. Another thing that they did in that frame, if France did not support the Iraq War, and they started this little dumb, stupid trend of renaming French fries Freedom Fries. I guess thinking that like they want to get the young kids involved in this. Yes, they renamed French fries Freedom Fries. You obviously see that didn't stick. You obviously don't see the Bushes in the spotlight anymore, but they need cut up with a butcher knife, all the way back to the Big Daddy Prescott. I've had people on my channel, like very influential people. I guess they were. They commented. I guess anybody that's actually allowed to comment on my channel is somebody of substance. Let's just put it that way. I think that there's a lot of people that aren't. My views totally gamed. I really need to expedite this presentation. I have a lot of stuff to cover. But like I said, a side note, like the whole skull and bones things, like they're going to get cut down too. Like the Ben Carson, all the other losers as well with him. I really don't care for the guy, to be honest with you. I think he's a clown. And I don't think he's as intelligent as people think he is. The Bush woman, I live with, like near many of them, they're ugly. It's dog shit. I mean, you can see it in their face. They look like Bush, and it's like they take pride in this. And they have like these Bush looking haircuts. I mean, they have extremely ugly women. And like you can see when there's Bush and like they try to cross them with the better genetics. I have okay, so like thank God for the like I said, like the natural disasters that are occurring. It seems like they're happening in places where good people don't live. And there was this tornado that hit Houston yesterday. That's like right on the bullseye. I'm sure there's good people there that it hit, but like Texas is not a good place. They're not good people. Like they have guns and they're the God-fearing people, but every single one of them made their life on oil and war and other thuggery. And if that's even a word. Anyhow, I want to issue a warning to Matt Drudge. I've had to do this twice in the past. Like at least one out of the two times, there was like huge nuclear fallout that ensued. Like stop pushing stop pushing Trump, and stop pushing Biden. Like I saw the headline, like Trump leads Biden poll. Like I'm going to tell you right now, Trump and Biden are not going to be the candidates for the next election, if we even make it that far, which is wishful thinking at this point. So Matt Drudge, please, like, sincere request, stop pushing it. I have a question for the audience. Like, everybody knows that I'm like attempting to leverage people out of large sums of money behind the scenes, and it's actually working amazingly. Like I said, like there was an earthquake near Los Angeles this morning. There was like other things. I'm not pushing violence or harm, but like I said, what's it going to take? I mean, they literally destroyed 211-story buildings in New York City. Like, they have no qualms about destroying the United States or like bringing terror here. What is it going to take to do it? Rumor has it they're running out of compatriots in the underground, in the like above ground, and they're attempting to like basically get people below ground to come up and solicit them, or like I guess recruit them, whatever. Nobody wants to, because most of them get sick within like 5 minutes and start puking. And you have to go to the emergency room. Like, not good. A lot of people are being asked to leave there, particularly a lot of people of color, black people. After you live underground with people like that for several years, you realize that there is a divergence in the human race. I'm going to leave it at that. So I'm going to go into about Elvis Presley here. If you're an Elvis fan, amazing musician. He played piano, guitar, bass. His vocal range was unlike anybody else's that I've ever seen. The movie they just did with him is good, but I don't think it really was as good. Like, the other day, I started like channeling the guy. Like, there's certain spirits that my medium abilities are able to pick up more than others, and some people are just stronger than others. And Elvis is definitely one of the stronger ones. And became Elvis. I wasn't even doing an impersonation. Like, I literally was like the chat came into my body, like almost like out of the movie Ghost or something. And essentially, I really believe that he was killed. Like I said, okay, I'm going to state that there was a lot of factors that contributed to his death. He had spent many years on the road. He was overworked. He had pushed and pushed and pushed. His diet probably consisted of a lot of Southern food and other things. He had a lot of drug history with drugs, alcohol, other things. I'm guessing. I don't want to get too deep into that. And his whole persona and ego. But like, he was like, at that point in his career, he wasn't like a kid anymore. Like, he had the stardom, he had the money, he had the power. Nobody was going to tell Elvis what to do. Okay, so this was a huge threat to the CIA and the Bushes and others. There was this whole thing. There was another movie where Elvis went to try to talk to the president. I forget which one. And like basically tell him that the country's taken over by communists, or being taken over by communists. And he was outspoken against this, like huge outspoken. And he was he would take an open microphone, say what he wanted to say, do what he wanted to do. He probably would have tried to run for president, and he probably would have polled at like 73%. He probably would have taken the presidency. Like, they wouldn't have been able to screw him out of it. He was not a puppet. He was a real man. He was a Christian warrior. He was one of the best gospel singers of all time. On a side note, I don't want to like an alchemy secret came up. This is him with the late great Mahalia Jackson, another one of the greatest gospel singers of all time. Like I said, my lips are sealed. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyhow, so like I said, he was at that point in his career. Like I said, he had nothing left to prove to anybody. And like I said, he was a huge threat to the Bush CIA. And like I said, the other day, I did like a concert. I can do like 3 or 4 songs, like absolutely blow the movie, the person they had in the movie, as far as the vocals go, like I have it to a T. And this is after breathing in tons of gamma radiation. And anymore, my brain feels like I don't even know if I live off of I don't even think I have a brain anymore. I think I live off of pure consciousness. But so he would have pulled probably into somewhere about 75%. He would have taken the microphone and cut people to the floor. And he was a Christian, God-fearing, humble man. And like I said, he wasn't going to take any shit off of anybody. And that's, except poison kept coming up. So I go to leave where I'm at right now. And I saw a cloud. I swear to you, I don't have my phone with me anymore, so I couldn't take a picture. I saw a cloud that looked like skulls and crossbones. And I have reason to believe it wasn't the drugs. I think it was his food that was poisoned that day. That's my opinion. Okay, so moving along here, there's a lot of chatter about like this doomsday clock Ukraine posted. Ukraine is pathetic and sad and helpless. And like they're trying to bring other people into this, like NATO. There's already nuclear warfare going on. It's not being talked about. So it's like really stupid for me to even attempt to talk about this right now. But like, I'm going to tell you right now, if you want to go there a third time, Germany, you're not going to live to see a fourth time. Like I'm telling you right now, you already got embarrassed and your ass handed to you twice in the name of Alexander Nevsky. And like I said, like, nobody likes you. Nobody likes your fat, ugly, nasty men. Your ugly dog shit woman. And like, that's just real rap. You have a country that lives off of hot dogs and beer. And there's like nothing else to be proud of. If you really think your BMWs and Mercedes and Porsche is like the best, we're waiting to bring out free energy. And wait until you see what our Sukhoi Corporation does and the Chinese have and the Japanese. In my opinion, the Japanese cars are better. Okay, so I'm sorry, like I said, to offend any German people. I actually carry a German surname. And like I said, like it's very obvious that like the Italian Roman Catholic Church, the evil British, and the Germans are like 89% of the world's problems. You'll notice the gamma radiation is very high. You'll notice it eats right through your lips as well, by the way. I want to submit a request. It came to my knowledge that the Bushes were smart enough before I was born to attempt to go there and like basically procure the bloodlines of the various dynasties and imperial bloodlines that I talk about. They didn't get all of them, but they got some of them. Like, I'm going to submit a formal request on my channel for like China, the Chinese military, for anybody in positions of power in the Chinese military that is descendants of the Bushes, the Trumps, the Rothschilds, or even from my seed, clones. They're like, they relinquished their power. Like I said, when I come there, we'll fix everything and set it straight on some like canonical level. And that's what needs to be done. Like I said, I sincerely request that you relinquish your power. Okay, so like Trump is trying some other sneaky shit as well. From what I've gathered, he's probably about a trillionaire by now. Like a whole bunch of people before they died or went underground, they like gave him all this stuff, all these valuables, all this money. And like, you know, various businesses, and they think that he's going to come out from underground in years, and he's going to control everything. And if we let him think that he's going to do this, he'll keep trying to build energy into it, and we got to stop him. He's a chump, and he's going to, anytime him or his clones come above ground, we're just going to keep nuking and nuking at this point. He pissed off and killed a lot of good people that were much, much, much better than him. And like I said, it's really the Bushes and other people that are all tied with him. And like, for instance, my alchemy books that I use. Webster's Dictionary. I believe that like he owns them now, or like other people in the nefarious entities with the Freemasons, they own them, and it's like they think that like by like there's like certain laws to this whole thing. Like they think by like taking over the book that they control the book, and like that they're a god above me or something like that. So like save your old dictionaries, or they're inherently more valuable than the new ones. There's like words that they take out on purpose for certain reasons, and he's attempting to write his own like book of the Bible or something, and like he wants to spin it, and like I'm going to have my book, and there's like on the front page of my book is going to be Trump and Barron beheaded and Obama as well, and it's going to be a lesson as to why to never ever try to overthrow the bloodline of divinity. Like that's going to be on like the cover of my book when I write it, is Barron Trump getting beheaded, and Trump, straight up. Like I said, see where this gets you in the end, the pits of hell. And like I said, he's also trying to entice hostility. Like, throw something in your yard and make it look like it was somebody else. And like, you start a fight. Or like, with missiles or something else. Like, he's really doing this. He's trying to start a whole bunch of shit around the world and hoping that like other people get in fights. And it takes some of the drama off of him. And everybody's on to him. And his STD family. I talked in the past about Dr. Edward Group. I have like the greatest, utmost respect for him and his products. He's a bitch-ass punk anymore. He's worked for the United States Army in the past, and like he works for the same people that killed his father, and he thinks it's like something to be proud of or something like that. Like I call it, he's a bitch-ass punk. Dr. Edward Group. He's not his father. He's not a man of loyalty. He's not a man of honor. He's a little puppet. And he talks stupid, like the rest of the Texans. And like I said, he's part of eugenics programs. And like I said, the United States Army, if you try to send chaperones on my international trips one more time, like I said, send body bags and a return tag. And like I said, you better bring protection because you're going to need it. Like pretty much I'm to the point where I'm not playing games anymore. And I'm ready to go live on the streets, to be honest with you. I've like basically simplified my life. I'm not taking shit off of anybody. I'm not going to be somebody's bitch. And like I said, I'll go live. I have enough stuff saved, like food surplus. I can live for a long time. This, like, I can tell you, things are going to get much, much worse before they get better. Like I said, it makes me happy to see these stores close where wasps used to go, and I love the gamma. I'll take as much gamma as you can send. Thank you, in the name of Canada, French Canadians. I request more detonations on that note. And like I said, holy crap, the natural phenomenon that nobody like Matt Drudge is talking about and other people, it's like clearly out of prophecy. Like I said, it wasn't by chance yesterday that there was tornadoes right in Houston. And that like the whole thing with the Silicon Valley wasn't mentioned with the Silicon Valley. And it's going to probably continue. And Florida, we're right where, like I said, like all the scummy clones live, they're going to get obliterated. Like I said, look at the damage from Hurricane Ian and other ones. And like how many hurricanes there's been in the last several years compared to other years past. I like to think that it's my alchemy and my domages that really help. And I have a few things saved up my sleeve. Wait until I break out the Hennessy. In the name of Tupac Shakur. So recently there was a whole bunch of fallout that hit us here. I'm guessing it was from detonations that occurred in upstate New Jersey. That like there was this huge boom. There wasn't an earthquake and this and that, and nobody has it on doorbell camera or anything. I believe it was hypersonics. Whoever threw it, Rothschilds, Chinese, Russians. Thank you. I hope that the scumbag people that live up there in Short Hills and other areas, I hope they died. I sincerely do. I hope that they, like I said, nobody will miss them. There's probably puke up 6 feet high in New York City. I mean, if the fallout hit here where I am, I can't imagine what it was like in other parts. And Trump is attempting to use bombs as hostage. We all know that he started nuclear war with the Chinese and that COVID was fake. And like, you notice they don't push that crap anymore. You notice they don't push the China virus crap anymore. He tried to start the China virus crap, trying to blame stuff on other people like he loves to do. And it's not working. Like I said, go ahead, light us up. Like I said, at least we'll die with honor. Like I said, something you people know nothing about. There's enough good genetics in various bunkers across the world to where, like I said, a good life will go on and overtake your evil and your loser family. On a side note, I've talked about Tiffany Trump, like said some pretty, outright landish stuff about her. She probably has like a hit piece on my mom. So like my mom is, like I have my issues with her, like being caught up in lies. She's in a very bad situation, and I'm hoping that when I get her to another country that we can do a presentation and right the wrongs, which like even me saying this is probably putting her life in jeopardy. But like the rumor has it that they did like a poll in the underworld, like who would you rather, Tiffany Trump or my mom? And she's like 70 some years old. Like my mom like was unanimous. My mom looks like I said, she's like me. I'm 38 years old. I look like I'm like 24. And like I have facial hair. If I got rid of my facial hair, I'd even look younger. Wait until I grow my hair longer. Anyhow, on a side note, like military chat 101, like this is like straight out of the Pentagon basement. Like it's like very known. The United States does not, on the offensive, the United States does not have the capability to run and gun with a united Russia, a united China, a united Islamic world, and many other people who've been preparing for this for years and years and years. They cannot run and gun. They don't have the troops. They don't have the hypersonics. They don't have, like I said, they don't have it. They're going to get pushed. They're not going to push. On a defensive note, like I said, they're sitting ducks. Everybody knows where your bunkers are. There's like a little island here, and like I said, everybody in the world hates you. Like I said, they will wait until you attempt to poke your head up above ground, and they're going to send you right back under. And okay, so moving along, we're in like week 3 of me not using a phone. And I feel great. I love it. Like I said, I dream at nighttime. And I have like numerous other phenomenon. I feel like I'm not like tied down or a slave. Like I feel way better not using my phone. That's on a side note. You might want to give it a try. Some people out there. I had 3 dreams. I have a thumbnail that I'm going to use for this presentation of my door in my bedroom. I have to lock my door with chains so that nobody comes in and steals my genetics. And then, like, I really believe that there's like my room is gassed, has like some kind of like vent that comes through like the outlets or some shit. And like I'm not even joking. I know this sounds crazy, but I'm telling you the truth. My food's been poisoned for years. Like that's not even, for some reason it hasn't been too much anymore, but like for years and years and years and years it was. And I've covered this in past presentations. So I had 3 bad dreams. Okay, so the thumbnail I have here, like I'm going to explain it to you, is essentially like a picture from my door where I put on there, you see here, prisoner of war, cell number 11, inmate number whatever. And underneath I put Jesus the Butcher. And I recently added a picture of Harry Houdini. And like this is like basically, like I said, I live in a bush camp. And notice, whenever I spell Bush anymore, I don't ever spell it with a capital B. In the name of like dishonor and disrespect, like he's done to so many people, I spell it with a lowercase b. And straight up, fuck the Prescott family. So, okay, so 3 bad dreams. One of them, okay, so like I put this on about prisoner of war camp. I had a dream that this was like a terrifying dream, like one of the like scariest I've ever had in my life. That I was in Vietnam, and that I was under heavy machine gun fire, and I'm alone, like all my people got shot up, and that like I was surrounded by Vietnamese soldiers, and they were terrifying. Like it'd be one thing to have white people, but these people were like out for blood. And like basically I had 2 choices. One, like basically get up and start shooting and like know that I'm gonna get shot, or basically surrender. And like that was when the dream ended. I don't know what happened exactly, but I'm guessing that there was a lot of really good men and women that were taken prisoner of war in the Vietnam War. And this was like real. My father was in Vietnam, and he's told me stories. He started out as like a grunt. He enlisted because he knew he was going to be drafted. He started out. He told me about 7.62 by 39 AK-47 bullets whizzing by his head like a shroud was protecting him. And maybe, like I said, I believe him now because I'm here and I've like done amazing things. And like I said, it was obviously like I've had innumerable more near-death experiences than him and like anybody else that I know combined. And like I said, it's real, the phenomenon. The International Association of Near-Death Studies has done a lot of work with people from Vietnam, and that's where they actually found out a lot of this stuff. So that was one. Like I said, this terrifying dream that we were under heavy machine gun fire. Number 2, like I said, I really believe I'm dreaming now because I don't keep my phone with me. Like my biofield is way more purified, and like I said, just there's certain things in your genetic resonance. Like I said, like get screwed up by the electromagnetic frequencies and various things. Number 2 dream, I was with David Muir from ABC News, and we were driving together to some like remote off-site location. He was telling me, he's like, Michael, like basically like telling me in a roundabout way, things are really, really, really bad in the world right now. Like civil unrest, like natural disasters, like what you're doing, like it's not like nobody's covering it. It's just things are really, really, really bad. And it was like he was being real somber. And this guy's probably involved in cloning, and I really don't care for him or, like I said, even watch the news, but for some reason it was him. Number 3 dream, this was all in one night, is that my mother and I were trying to go to ATMs, and every single ATM was either like shut down or didn't have money. Like I said, like it's real interesting, like that these 3 dreams occurred. Try to hurry up here. Okay, so I want to talk. I talked in the past about my National Park Service conspiracy theory. There's a couple of them here that I want to cover real fast. Number 1, I really believe that, like I said, they're using, like everybody says, oh, if there's nuclear warfare in this country, why don't I hear about it? Because they're detonating on National Park Service land. I have a little stanza to a poem that's actually a deeper poem, but I'll just give you the stanza. Flames of wrong can do no harm in a room that has no alarm. Flames of harm can do no wrong in a room that has no alarm. So like basically that pretty much says it. Like I said, they're like they probably have it systematically done in like upwind places. Like I said, I did not hear this from my sister. She works for the National Park Service. Maybe I have telepathy, but this is what I believe is going on. Next thing, there's this huge conspiracy. Look at like the land grabs of the National Park Service. Like just go search how much land they own. I mean, it's like an eighth of the country, or like a sixth of the country, like the entire country. In the West Coast, it's like equivalent of like several states together. It may even be like 20% of the country. Like they own that much land. Okay, so like there's huge conspiracies. There's like timber rights. There's water rights. There's herding rights, like lease land for herding. There's mineral rights. There's mining rights. Like all kinds of natural resources. Like I said, like billions and trillions of dollars worth of natural resources on this. And like who gets this money? Where does it go? Like I said, you don't ever hear anything about it. Huge, 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 huge conspiracy. Like one of the top. And like I said, nobody ever talks about it. I've asked her if she ever has the ear of somebody to please do that. Supposedly the person that runs it is a Native American. Unfortunately, they got tied into casinos and probably other scumbags like Trump. If I have an underground bunker spot, like I told my sister and other people, I donate it to some type of Native American, maybe Comanche tribe or Apaches, something like that. I will never go underground here. Moving along. News feeds screwed up in the world. Nobody's talking about anything. And like I said, there's certain countries that have influence over us. Like I mentioned before, like I said about the Muslims and like the Saudi countries. Like I said, just know that you advanced at the decline of like good people, like the Iraqis, the Afghanis, the Iran people from Iran. Okay, so like I'm reading Helena Blavatsky's The Secret Doctrine, and she like goes avidly about basically to say that the Afghanis are like some of the best people, like they have the best genetics in the entire world. Some of them that like they actually came before the Jews and actually formed the Jews, the Afghanis, and that like they're way older, and that like some of these people you do not want to mess with. That like they can kill you by looking at you. They have like magical abilities. And like it's very evident why the Russians couldn't beat them, and the United States had to use nuclear weapons there. But like I said, I'm pretty much to the point where I'm ready to start going and living in caves. Like I don't really care anymore. I'm ready to like take my kayak and like take it just down the coast one day. I bet like I could do it pretty fast and like just camp on the beach along the way. Like I don't give a damn anymore. Like I said, I have a whole bunch of rice saved. Like I said, like I'm not playing anybody's shit. For some reason, and like I said, I have support. I thank you, my Unitarian friends in Canada and other places. There's a lot of people out there who are like I am. They're libertarians and Unitarians. Like, believe what you want, but like, like you don't be forced into anything, or like nihilism. Like there is a God. We have something. Definitely. He has many names. There's many forms. Bangladesh came up in my alchemy. Beaches look amazingly beautiful there. It's a really interesting location. I'm requesting that the Chinese military go there and fly a flag and try to weed out any people that are like basically infidels hiding there. I believe that the United States is running so scared that they're sending people to places like that to hide out. The Maldives, the islands, another hideaway as well. Really beautiful. Look it up and hit images. You'll see like these beautiful underground water aquariums. Really, really amazing. Talk to people that went there. Like I said, like Trump, he's hedged in this area. Other people are hedged in this area. And you can run, but you can't hide. Maybe there's nuclear war going on in Bangladesh. I don't know. I really want to hurry this up. I don't get too much into Bible study, but like I said, I'd like to every once in a while either add a prayer in or something. Ezekiel 14:3, and just the whole book of Ezekiel, it mentions about like a stumbling block of your own iniquity and like other things, and he like it basically like talks about like false idols and like people who set up like idols and this and that, and like I see this with like a corollary to the clones and the cloning programs. But like just look up the whole thing about a stumbling block of your known iniquity, and like I believe, and it says that like God says I deceived prophets. Like he basically will tell people that like he like that are going to like, act like they're prophets, and he's going to deceive them so they deceive you. And like a really, really interesting thing going on there. I believe that Israel is like wiped off the map and not even around anymore. I'm going to try to hurry up and get this done in one. The whole thing with the pamphlets that I started in the beginning, I advised the Chinese to do the same thing. Like I said, I really did. Like I taught, like get them ready, and we're going to start dropping them on private islands. And like I said, like basically get out, and I'm going to take a page out of Genghis Khan's book. We'll push these people into like some BS lands that nobody wants to be, have them build that land up, and then we'll thin them out. Like I said, Genghis Khan had a much bigger plan. And like I said, basically, like the entire West is like a slave race that was engineered to build up everything so that the East didn't have to do it. That's the truth. Watch my presentations on Mongolia. I believe that the Rothschilds control Google. Like when I can like tell you just from searching stuff that like the pushback is with the Rothschilds, that they have like a huge financial stake or like own a portion of Google, or like have sat down with the owners of Google and paid them billions of dollars to not like let people come after them. Explain my thumbnail that I'm going to post. The cancer accelerator, like I said, we need to set up triages for cancer. Like I said, accelerate things another year or two into the future. If this cuts off and I don't have time to do my ending, like I said, we're just going to end it here. Ukraine is mine. Like I said, by the way, like Trump, get it out of your effing head. You're not going to touch Odessa. You're not going to have Ukraine. British monarchy and little dick boy George, get it out of your head. You're not going to touch my Ukraine. Odessa's mine. Kiev's mine. Hotel Krechtika in downtown Kiev, like that's going to be my spot. And then like Odessa, I have like a whole bunch of areas there as well. Anyways, beautiful, amazing energy. You want to talk about Earth energies? Go to Ukraine. Energy from the people and just the overall beautiful energy on the Black Sea. And there's other people like the Turkish people that come into it as well. And I'm going to defer on, like I said, like all this stuff that's set aside for me in the underworld and everything. And like thank the evil, ugly, nihilistic Germans. And like I said, the limp dick Masons. And like some evil black people, Uncle Tom Blacks, and the Bushes and clones. Like, that's why you threw me away out of this country. I did an iodine purge the other day. Like, I don't take it much anymore. I mentioned before, like, everybody's toxic at this point. And like, you'll get really sick if you take iodine. Like, and like I said, you'll wake up in the morning, you have to go to the bathroom, and then you'll feel better. And like I said, like, your body is full of nuclear radiation if you're still above ground. I really question as to whether bunkers are really even protected. To be honest with you, I really don't think that they have the ability to like withstand the heavy gamma radiation that's like really, really like over twice as heavy as gold on the nuclear. Look at the periodic table; it's extremely heavy, and like you'd have to have a vacuum where like there's no fresh air coming in, and like I said, it would create issues. I really don't think that like in the long term that there's any like there's only a very like probably 4 countries that really have high quality, from like the Saudis, the Germans, a few others. But yes, it's really interesting. Like I said about the Afghan people I'm reading. I'm going to do the Secret Doctrine review here soon. But apparently they're some of the best. I pray for death, cancer, sickness, plagues, and mental illness to all the evil scumbags of the world. In the name of our Father, I pray that these people get cut to the ground and never rise again. Bushes, Rothschilds, Prescotts, Walkers, Trumps, all of them. May they burn in hell where they belong. In Jesus' name, amen.